All right, this is a customer brought this to me. Told me a garage told him that he needed a strut. I asked him why, and he just said they told him he needed it. So the main reasons for replacing a strut is if you get some bouncing going down the road, that's usually because all of the compressed gases and oils and everything that are in it provide the dampening are gone, and then you have nothing but the spring, and that's why you get the bounce, is because of the spring, and the strut's not doing its job. Well, there's nothing in this thing. There's nothing here telling me that it was leaking. I mean, and this oil doesn't just dry up. Even if you hose it off with brake cleaner or something, it's still going to leave a residue. And you're still going to be able to tell where somebody hosed it off with brake cleaner. So, yeah, the spring's not broke. The strut's not broke. It's not bent anywhere. What it is the end link was broke on the bottom. It come off of the ball. So he did bring a new end link. I'm going to replace that and call him and tell him that it doesn't need a strut. Honestly, this strut looks better than the strut on the other side. So I don't know what the hell they was doing. But that one's the same. There's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, it's just beware of dishonest mechanics. And I'm not saying that they were intentionally dishonest, but ask them some questions and ask them to show you what they're talking about. Like I'll bring, if I find something wrong, I'll bring a customer in and point out something like, hey, it's missing the end link here, and show him where it was broke off the bottom, off the ball, and just be honest with people. And that's how you get return customers. I mean, he brought me a quick strut that was already assembled in the box, and he asked me how much to replace it. And I'm like, you know what? The things aren't real hard. You take off your nut here for your sway bar end link. If it's still good, you put it off to the side. You take out your pinch bolt. You pry your axle and everything and arm down, lower control arm, and then you get it out of the spindle. You take your 4 nuts off up top, slide the strut down out, put the new one back up in, start a nut or 2 on it, put your bottom together, and then when you lower the car down after you got everything together in here and the wheel back on it, you zip all 4 nuts back on it up top, and it's done. It take you 35-40 minutes tops, but this thing, it doesn't need them. So I'm not going to do it and charge the guy, because that's not me. I wouldn't want somebody ripping me off. And I know where he works. He doesn't make a lot of money, and I'm on call today, and I got no cell phone service where I'm at down the shop, but I really don't give a shit. I wanted to help somebody out. So if I miss out on a day's work, hey, at least I'm honest. And I know, nice guys finish last, and that's where I'll be, at the dead end looking at everybody's asses. So yeah, it's just ask your mechanics questions. Ask them to show you what's wrong with it and have them explain to you. And if it seems like they're tripping over their fucking words, yeah, they're just being dishonest with you. So just, start asking them questions. Even if you don't know nothing, don't let them know that you don't know anything. That's the biggest point. Is I used to work in a repair shop that I got paid a percentage of what I did on people's vehicles. I think I got paid like 11 or 12%. So if I had a F-150 come in, all 4 ball joints were shot. I mean, and I checked it out honestly. So he had me do all 4 shocks, or all 4 ball joints. And it had 2 tie rod ends on the one side was loose, had some movement in them. So the guy's like, you know what, do everything on it. So we did everything on it. It ended up being like, a $1,600 job with parts and labor and everything. And I made an incentive on that. I think I made 11 or 12%. So I made like $170 for doing the job, which is, when you're making money like that, it really wasn't a lot. I mean, if the guy would have brought his own parts and bought them on like Rock Auto or somewhere like I buy my shit, I mean, I can usually buy everything, even after paying the shipping. It's still half the cost of buying it at a parts store. But I'd have charged him $200 to do everything, $250 maybe. And it has still saved a shitload of money. But yeah, just be aware of dishonest people. Ask some questions. I mean, hell, when I was working down at Monroe in Benwood, West Virginia, this car, with the exception of the rust in the rocker panel right there in front of the rear wheel, would pass a state inspection. I mean, I can't find anything wrong with it. I shook everything down before I pulled the wheels off. It's solid. There's no movement. So I don't know why the mechanic was saying it needed a strut. As soon as the guy called me and told me it was a Taurus that needed a strut, I automatically thought, Tauruses are notorious for broken springs, and 90% of the time, the spring will break about right here, and then this point will come out, and it'll catch the fucking tire, and it'll junk a $100 tire. So that's happened to a dude I work with. I told him about it. His car was sagging in the ass, and I told him, hey man, you got broken springs back there. You need to take care of it before it ends up wasting a tire. Well, less than a week later, that's what it did. So I've been around them enough that as soon as somebody tells you what kind of car they got, you automatically tell them things that go wrong with it. I mean, every car has their own little problems that's very common. Yeah, it's not that difficult to keep track of when you see 20 or 30 of them a week that have the same problem. So yeah, just be honest. Just be aware of dishonest mechanics. Ask questions, and don't let them know that you don't know anything. Just tell them that you got arthritis in your hands, or you have a bad back and you can't work on a damn thing yourself. But have them explain to you what the hell's going on. That way you don't get screwed. Thank you.